This is the CycHunter Electric Bike, and if you've been curious about what riding an e-bike that mixes motorbike vibes with practical cycling actually feels like, this quick review is for you. You're going to notice right away. The CycHunter looks different from your regular bike. It's got a really striking mullet-style frame, and by mullet, I mean that the seat is fixed and set pretty low, so you don't get the usual adjustment you might be used to with a standard bicycle. At first, I was honestly a little uncertain if I'd love that, since sometimes taller riders or anyone who likes to tweak their seat height for different types of rides might feel restricted. But after a few rides, I found the thick cushion comfortable, and the fixed position actually made the bike feel really stable and planted. The green color with the sweeping frame makes it stand out when you park it or roll up anywhere. There's a sort of motorcycle aesthetic going on, especially with the big headlight and the chunky tires. The fat 20x4-inch tires, by the way, are meant for all-terrain, which means this thing isn't just for city cruising. From my experience, they rolled over potholes, broken sidewalks, even a bit of muddy trail, with a ton of grip and a smooth ride. So if you're worried about bumpy commutes or getting caught on rough roads, this bike just kind of eats that up. Let me get straight to the key features that made the CycHunter stand out during my time with it. The real highlight is the dual battery setup. There are two 48-volt, 13Ah removable batteries that are pretty easy to take out for charging or security. I remember the first time I got a dual battery bike, I thought it'd be heavy and complicated. But I was surprised by how easy it is to swap the batteries and check the level on the bar display up top. The screen is front and center, color LCD, so you're always clear on your speed, battery, and all the other info. The promise is up to 150 miles of pedal assist riding on a full charge, and in throttle mode, about 100 miles. Now, I haven't maxed it out in one continuous ride, but after doing some separate trips around the city and out in the park, I'll say the range is genuinely impressive. For anyone who's been anxious about running out of juice halfway home, it really does give peace of mind. I was intrigued by the advertised power, a peak 1500-watt brushless motor with 1000 watts as rated. On paper, that sounds pretty beefy, so I was interested to see how it actually handled. Off the line, it's not the snappiest acceleration, which, to be honest, I kind of liked. That means you're not getting jerked forward or caught off guard, which is especially reassuring if you're newer to e-bikes or riding in crowded city spots. It builds up speed smoothly, and with pedal assist set to level 5, you can reach up to 28 miles per hour. That feels quick, but not scary. When tackling hills, the CycHunter didn't have issues getting me to the top, even with some serious grades. On a tough 15% incline, the speed slowed, but it kept moving. I wouldn't say it's made for flat-out mountain climbing, but for regular city hills, it's solid. Comfort was another thing I'd wondered about from looking at the photos. That big, cushy seat isn't just for show. After a couple of hour-long rides, my legs felt good and my back never got tense. That's partly due to the dual suspension setup. There's a hydraulic front suspension that runs all the way down the fork, and an oil spring rear shock. Any road rattle or hard knocks from curbs are absorbed nicely. For anyone who's had to ride a standard, rigid bike on rough roads, I think you'll breathe a sigh of relief here. Let's talk controls. Up on the bars, you have a nice chunky headlight switch, which turns on a really bright front light. There's also integrated turn signals in the backlight, and both respond right away. There's a horn that's loud enough to get a distracted pedestrian's attention, but not so loud you'll feel like you're on a Harley. The pedal assist levels go from 1 to 5, and adjusting them was straightforward, which makes it less intimidating if you're new to e-bikes and not sure how boost levels work. My model came with a Shimano 7-speed shifter. This is pretty simple to use, with a little thumb lever for upshifts and another for down. The half-twist throttle's on the right. If you've used a scooter, it'll feel familiar. You get decent control to modulate how much boost you want without having to pedal if you're taking it easy. Braking power is something I always look at closely. Here, the CycHunter has dual disc brakes with 160mm rotors. They're mechanical, not hydraulic, so you don't get as much bite as the highest-end mountain bikes, but they do the job well. Even when picking up speed on a downhill, I found myself slowing and stopping confidently. That said, if you're really riding off-road or carrying extra weight, it might be an idea to check the pads now and then and keep them in good working order. From my experience, setup was pretty easy out of the box. The bulk of the bike comes pre-assembled. I only needed to install the pedals, handlebars, and front wheel. The instructions were surprisingly clear and I managed it solo without having to ask for help. I'd call myself reasonably handy, but even if assembling bikes isn't your thing, I honestly think most people could get this built in an hour or so. I'll be upfront about concerns I had too. The CycHunter is not a lightweight bike, tipping the scale at over 74 pounds. Carrying it upstairs or trying to store it in a small apartment might be a chore. On the road though, the weight is barely noticeable and actually helps plant the bike for a more stable ride, especially at speed. The build quality is good, but some parts don't feel super premium. You'll notice quite a few external cables in the cockpit, and while they're nicely wrapped, it's just a bit more crowded than some high-end bikes. I also wish the seat had a little more adjustability for personal fit, but the one-size design does manage to fit most riders from about 5'4" to 6'5", which is impressive. Visibility and safety have clearly been thought through. The retro headlight and rear taillight plus turn signals make riding after dark way less stressful. I used it for night rides and felt much more confident, knowing drivers could actually see me, and I could signal turns clearly. The fat tires also have reflectors, and there's a solid side stand for parking anywhere. In my opinion, CycHunter is perfect for anyone who wants a dependable, long-range electric bike for mixed city and trail use, and especially if you're looking for something with style and real utility. I wouldn't say it's meant for hardcore mountain bikers or folks who crave ultralight carbon racing bikes. But if you commute, like weekend rides, or want to try light off-roading, I'd recommend this for you. Using the CycHunter has been a lot of fun and pretty eye-opening. The worry about running out of battery medium ride is basically gone. The comfort is honestly better than some e-bikes I've ridden before, and the power is ample for real-world riding. I feel much less stressed about traffic or bad roads, since it absorbs so much shock and keeps you visible at night or in bad weather. In conclusion, the CycHunter Electric Bike hits most of the marks for what I look for in an e-bike: convenience, real-world power, range, and a nice dose of personality. If you're on the fence or new to e-bikes, the learning curve is short and you'll probably be up and riding in an afternoon. Just be mindful of the weight for storage. I've had a positive experience, and I think it's a great choice for those looking to get more into electric biking without the fuss. So that's my quick review of the CycHunter Electric Bike. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel and drop your questions or experiences in the comments below. Thank you for watching.